Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk about how your circumstances are already old by the time you experience them. The idea I'm trying to explain here is that the idea you have in your heart, the thoughts you're thinking about and meditating on, those are the conception of the issues of life that you're going to experience. So when you see issues of life in your experience, these things you're going through, these circumstances, that is the birth of the idea. The idea came first. The idea was the conception that eventually, because you meditated on it enough, you thought about it enough, you gave enough energy to it, created the issues of life that you're experiencing right here and now. The issues are already old by the time they manifest your tangible reality because they were in your mind, they were in your thoughts. You were meditating on them, you were giving them life. You were believing for them, even if you didn't want them. And this is so important because if you can arrest those thoughts, stop them at the source, instead of allowing them to just go on and on and on until eventually you're experiencing the issues of life that you don't want, you can dramatically improve the experiences you have in life to where it's just what you actually want. And few people get this. You know, I quote Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 a lot, but it's so important. You guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Because in your heart is the conception. It is where that idea is being formed until eventually it is birthed into the issues of life that you experience. And few people get this in life. They can even watch a video like this and they still won't get it because they'll go right back to the old ways of doing things. Thinking about things they don't want, thinking about the problems in the world, meditating on things they're worried about, being fearful. All these things that are plainly against the scripture, plainly against Jesus' commands. Jesus said numerous times to fear not. You know why he said that? And let me go back a little bit. Sometimes people don't understand the scripture because it doesn't tell you the reasoning for something most often. It just tells you don't do this or do this. And it doesn't explain the why. Well, the reason is because you don't need to know the why when God's telling you to do something. You just do it. Knowing that he has your good at heart. Knowing that he would not tell you to do something that's going to harm you. But the reason why Jesus kept telling people to fear not was because fear robs you of the goodness of God in your life. And fear attracts and creates all the problematic issues of life that so many people go through. You know, humanity's got really good at blaming other people. They blame God, saying he's in control of everything, so it's all his fault. They blame the devil. Well, it's not God's fault. It's the devil. He's over here doing this. He's attacking me. Not realizing they're making the devil out to sound like he's some equal with God. That he can be attacking billions of people all at the same time, when he obviously can't. He's a finite being. But even deeper than that is the fact that very few people actually look to themselves and say, you know what, I'm responsible for what I'm going through in life. I am in control of my life. I made certain choices that led me to this point. It may not even be very obvious when you look at it, like, what did I do that got me here? It may not be clear. But you certainly did something that got you to that position. And you can look to blame everyone outside of you, or you can rise up, be a person of character, and say, you know what? I'm responsible for this. I don't know exactly how, maybe. That's all right. That's honest. But I'm responsible for it. I'm going to figure out how to get a different result. But here's the thing, my friend. You don't have to know exactly how you got to where you are. You're already here. That's done. You're experiencing the issues of life that are already old at this point. What you need to do is change what you've been doing so that you start getting different results. So you have to go back to the heart. You have to guard your heart with all diligence. Now what this entails, because many people don't understand this, is you have to really focus on what you are thinking about. This does not mean you have to micromanage your thoughts. But just if you start feeling bad, remember God gave us feelings for a reason. He didn't give us feelings so we can act emotionally and be irrational or anything like that. They tell us whether we're thinking the right things, whether we're focused on God and His goodness, or whether we're focused on the world and the evils of the world. So if you're feeling bad, that's your cue to change up your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking about, find something positive to think about instead. It could be on that same subject, just a positive thought about it. And if you do that enough and redirect your thoughts enough, as the scripture talks about, casting down every vain thought, every imagination rises up against the knowledge of Christ. You cast that stuff down and you focus on following Philippians 4:8. You're only thinking about things that are lovely and of good report. If you do that enough, it becomes second nature to you, so to speak. You just do that naturally. You start feeling bad. Oh, okay. Let me focus on the good. My feelings are showing me that I'm thinking about something that is not for my betterment. It's not for the betterment of others. I have to focus on something good. I have to redirect my focus to thoughts that are lovely and of good report. And if you haven't been doing this, this is going to be hard at first. I'm not telling you that so you'll be limited and so you'll not do it. I'm just telling you so you can understand and know that it could be hard for you. Some people, maybe it won't be. Maybe you'll be so fed up with the way things have been going, the way life has been, the problems and issues of life that you've been experiencing, that this will be the moment in time it will be so easy for you because you are tired of the negative, low vibrational state you've been living in. And if that's you, go for it. But maybe if you're like many people, it might be hard at first because you've had a lifetime that's been focused on negativity. Everywhere you go, there's some negative word being spoken. You've been thinking and meditating. You've been worrying about things. It's just natural for many people. Be easy on yourself. Don't start beating yourself up because you had a negative thought, because that is just another way of being negative. Understand that. That is just a form of self-sabotage. So don't get into that rut. Well, I had a negative thought. Oh man, I sure am awful. I sure can't do this. No, that's just more negativity. You just recognize it, cast it out, start thinking about something positive. Don't worry about it. Don't give it a second thought about the fact you had a negative thought. That is not what this is about. This is not about beating yourself up. It's not about, oh, I'm so awful. Nothing like that. You are improving yourself each and every day. You are growing in grace. You've come to realize something that is causing issues in life that you do not want, and you're making changes to it. And that's something you should be praised for. That is something good, not something you should be holding yourself down about or beating yourself up over. So understand this. This is so important. If you don't like the issues of life that you're experiencing, you don't like those circumstances you're seeing in your life, you have to change your thoughts right here and now. And use that system God's given you of your feelings to alert you to when there's a problem. Think of it like a smoke alarm. A smoke alarm goes off, you don't say, I wonder what that's about. You know there's a fire somewhere, or at least smoke. And you need to start making some preparations to either leave or put the fire out. So when you have a feeling that's negative, you're feeling down, you're feeling anxious or worried or whatever, that's your cue. That's your alarm going off that you're not thinking about things that are lovely and of good report. So redirect your thoughts to those things that are lovely and good report, and watch as you start seeing your issues of life dramatically change. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.